So we're starting off with holistic money approach. First of all, why did I choose teaching money? We'll get to that story a little later. So let's start with holistic money approach. Now, what is money? Money is a power to buy, right? To buy or to exchange something. And that power is equated to energy. So money becomes energy. And now great health is equal to great wealth, and great relationships is equal to great wealth again. So here, what we're trying to say is now everything is energy, like the whole universe is energy, right? This energy, when it stops to flow thoroughly within your body, here and there, when we find some blockages and the energy is not free flowing, that is when we're creating, that is when we understand there are blockages. Okay, we will get to that in a bit. So now, talking about money, is just money enough? Why do I ask this question? Because I want to know what is the what does everybody think about money, right?
People,
Is
go
it
ahead,
just
write that on the
limited?
group.
Huh?
Just asking people to write it on the group so
Yeah,
that you can hear back from them. Yes.
yeah. Let's ask them. So if everybody can write, what does money mean to you? Like I said, money is power or energy. So according to you, what is the meaning of money? In your mind, you can just write it on the chat or on the group, right?
Right. On the group, yes.
Yeah. So should we
Manjula,
wait for that?
yeah, so just very quickly, Manjula says money is life. P Singh says money is health and power. Shivani says money means options and opportunities. And Lata says brings solace. Shama says abundance. Rupali says money, health, relationship, all are important.
Great.
Satish says money brings comfort and luxury. Riva says freedom. Parul says energy. Payal says money is power, freedom, flexibility, luxury, health, relationship.
Great.
And Yamini says power, freedom, energy. Priyanka says money is power and freedom. Money is a tool to create experiences, says Aarti. And Bharti says prosperity. And Ruch says money is good fortune.
Lovely. So
Variety
we have an audience which is a little more intelligent than the general audience. So coming back to this, I don't have to ask this listening to all the answers already, but I'll just go take you through it. Or do you also prefer the healthy, wealthy, abundant, prosperous, and happy life? And very clearly, the answer is yes. So we're not sticking to just the hard cash, the money that we see, but much more, relationship and health, all of that. So the dictionary meaning of money is to pay for something or buy something. So that we all are aware of. Now, what's the dictionary meaning of abundance? Abundance is extremely plentiful or over sufficient quantity or supply. Now, we all know, now it need not be just limited to money, right? Abundance is in terms of food, like when there's abundant food in your kitchen, there's always food supply. There's never a time when there's nothing to eat. And there's abundant love in the heart, which is very important, which helps you have great relationship with yourself and great relationship with everybody around you, especially your spouse, family, friends, and even in your workplace, right? And abundance of nature means clean water to drink, fresh air to breathe, amazing greenery to look at, because that itself is healing. And all the 5 elements are there in our different chakras. We will just get to that. And moving on to the next slide, which says wealthy, right? What is wealth? Abundance of valuable possessions or a state of being rich. Sometimes,
sorry, Akshaya, are you moving your slides? Because I can still only see the first one, which is holistic money approach.
I am moving the slide.
They're not moving.
You're not able to see? Should I reshare
yeah.
it?
Yeah, can you just click, because I can see your side screen. Click on the second slide because it's still on the first slide only.
Okay.
Take your cursor and click on that. Would you like me to share this for you?
Okay. Are you able? Yeah. You're not able to see the wealthy screen right now?
No. So
okay, you can share it.
No right. So just stop your screen share. And give me a moment. Okay, we've done this. All
Yeah.
right, one second. I think it's because it's on PPT.
No worries.
Okay, is Shilpa, can you just help me? Because I'm trying to, 1 second. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Tell me which slide you want me to go to now.
this is fine. So we
This
were
is fine.
talking
Okay.
about wealth. So wealth here, it says wealth is abundance of valuable possessions or state of being rich. So sometimes even physically, that's the secret of manifestation, right? Even when you don't have things physically with you, just the state of feeling rich, being rich, pulls or creates that magnetism around you to manifest what you want, even if it is like 10 lakh rupees, $1 million, whatever it is, right? When you feel like you're rich, you're creating that magnetism around you to attract that. Sometimes people have a lot of money and so many things materially wealthy, but the state of mind is not very rich. They're like, mere paas hai nahi, I want bigger, I want better. They're not able to enjoy what there is, so that kind of brings your frequency down. So state of being rich is much more also important to create that magnetism around you. This is where law of attraction comes, because if you're vibing high, you're able to attract the same thing. It's like radio frequency. If you're on 91.8 FM, then everything in the in that frequency of 91.8 will come to you. Like you can listen to those songs on 91.8, right? So if you're vibing high, if you're giving high frequency, then you're attracting also only high frequency things. So the low frequency will stay away from you. So yeah. And now we spoke, now here service, rent we pay to live on earth. So one more thing that I'd like to share on about is service, being of service to anybody, because I spent a major time in my 20s and 30s doing service, absolutely selfless, cleaning and seva and teaching children all the meditations and the things that I was learning in the ashram, right? So when you are of some service, some use to people selflessly, then automatically the universe blesses you abundantly. So when you just bring in service into your life, miraculous things happen. So that's something I wanted to share. Going on to the next slide. Now we've spoken about
Right.
abundance.
About
Going
this.
on to the next slide.
Yes. Akshay, very quickly, there are 1 or 2 questions that are coming in.
Yes,
I just
please.
want to let people know. Let's just go through this and then we'll bring your questions up.
We'll open
right?
the questions.
Keep putting your questions in. Don't worry, we will address it.
Can we have the next slide, please? Yeah, prosperous. Yes. So prosperity is one more thing, right? The state of being successful, especially with money, but not limited to money, especially with money, time, right? And relationships, anything that you do, any work that you do, it can be prosperous. So always growing, always evergreen. So yeah, that's one. And let's move on to the next slide, right? This one. So now this is a special slide, a small activity built around this. Now, everybody who are watching, I want you to write in the chat box, what do you feel when you look at this slide? What are the things that are coming to your mind?
Right. Peace Singh, I will come back to your questions. In the meantime, let's respond to people do write in what Akshay has just asked. Akshay, just repeat the question again, please.
So what do you feel when you look at this slide? What are the things or the feelings that comes to your mind? What is that first thing that pops up when you look at this? Just write that. Don't think too much. Whatever just pops up in your mind when you're looking at this slide, put it on the chat box.
Right. So Kalpana says luxury. Lakshmi says happy. Ritu says wow. Priyanka says desire. Geeta says luxurious. Gitanjali says comfort and luxury. Payal says peace, abundant, prosperous, happy. Harish says living life, king or queen size. P Singh says beautiful house and wow feeling. Reva says prosperity. Shama says richy rich. Aarti says abundant. Satish says golden. Srinivas says happy life. Dolly says traveling around the world. Aarti says abundance. Benita says want them. Benita, I agree. I also want. I want all. I want all of them.
Great.
Diksha says high energy, positivity, happiness lit up my eyes. Geeta says charismatic. Poonam says perfect picture to put on vision board and would like to
Absolutely.
receive. Parthi says positive. You're absolutely right,
Absolutely.
Poonam. Yes, everyone is. Yes.
Fantastic. The reason that I asked is again to understand what is the money energy here. So basically, if some of you, most of you have, I mean, almost all of you have given really positive answers. By chance, if there is someone that that got some negative thoughts about it also, why I'm asking this is our money energy is very important. So when you look at this, somebody said I want it all. That's a nice I think you also said that, right?
Yeah,
That's a very
absolutely.
nice
Yes.
feeling to have, and
Right.
you're manifesting there already. That want and that intention is very important. And everybody else said prosperous, abundant, great to put on vision board, because what you see, what you relate to is what you're slowly manifesting. So that's very important, what you're thinking, what you're seeing. So it's a great, definitely great thing to have on your vision board. And talking about this, I'd just like to touch a little bit upon money energies, right? Money energy can be positive or negative. It could be anything. Now, even if it is negative, there's nothing to worry about. With a little bit of knowledge, little bit of wisdom, all you have to do is transform this negativity into positive energy. That's all we need to do. So energy cannot be created, not destroyed. You can transform it. If anybody felt negative, like if anybody felt like, oh my God, like I
I
can't
don't
have
have
it.
it. Right.
Yeah, or I
Right.
don't
Right.
have it. So
Right.
if there was a negative feeling, or sometimes we see on social media, people are buying new things, they're posting. Sometimes you feel like, oh my God, I don't have it. That's a negative feeling. Or you can get motivated and feel like I'm gonna have this very soon. So that is positively manifesting,
Right.
right? So if you're putting out negative energy, you can stop right now with awareness and turn it into positive, right? Take it as inspiring, take it as motivating, and then you work towards it, change your mindset. And how do we do all this? It's easy to say, but sometimes there's feeling of jealousy, and there's feeling of lack mindset and all of that. And these things can very easily and automatically be transformed into positive energy in meditation. So that's what I wanted to make clear. So with meditation, everything is possible. Even you can make money, which I was not aware of when I started.
Right.
So in the journey, yes, I understood that. So, all right. So, we'll move on to the next slide. So, this is what it talks about: access infinity. When you access infinity, everything is infinite in this universe. There's infinite money, there's infinite food, resources, air, water. When we are breathing, we are not breathing from a lack mindset. Oh my God, if I breathe a little more, my husband will not have enough to breathe. We don't, right? We are not afraid of that. So, even when it comes to money, when you change that mindset of lack to abundant or infinity, it comes. So it is there. You just have to access it. How do you access it? You access it with your mindset, you access it with your energies. And manifestation happens wonderfully in the meditative state. So that is the connection. When you meditate, you're peace, you're calm, you're stable. So you don't have to chase things. Things will come to you. You attract things. You sit, close eyes. And of course, we need to work as well. So it's not like magic and everything will appear. You have to work, but it is effortless work. It is easy work. It is tension-free work. So yeah, that is the advantage of being connected to the source. So that is what is meant by access infinity, and that happens in meditation. And chakra meditation, in my opinion, is the one of the highest forms of meditation, because you reach that high energies in that state, in that form of meditation, technique of meditation. So now it says why, what, and how. What's meditation? This is a dictionary meaning of meditation. Meditation is a practice in which an individual uses a technique such as mindfulness or focusing the mind on a particular object, thought, or an activity to train attention and awareness and achieve a mentally clear and emotionally calm and stable state. So just what we spoke about, right? So when you're feeling calm, when you're feeling relaxed, it is very easy to manifest whatever that is you want. So when you're calm, when you're peaceful, you can work better. Your productivity increases, your efficiency increases. If you're a student, you can study better, you can remember better. The same thing in tension, oh my God, you will underperform. The same thing, even if you haven't studied like 100%, but if you're calm, stable, peaceful, you can write better and gain more marks than what you currently can. So the same thing with work, right? So let's move on to the next slide. Okay, we spoke about this a little bit. How will meditation help you earn money? In a state of vibrating high frequency energy, one can attract infinite and abundant opportunities, career, great relationships, access healed and physical mental state of health. Healed physical and mental state of health. So something that we also spoke about. So when you're vibrating high, you're always attracting high vibrating things in your life as well. Like you always attract the kind of person that you are, like especially in a relationship or a marriage, right? Generally it is your mirror that you attract, and that's why the shortcomings of the other person irritates you a lot, because the traces of it is in you. So always remember, we cannot blame anyone else for anything. Always the responsibility lies within, the solutions also lies within, and it comes out amazingly in meditation and meditative state. Okay, so consistent, deliberate, successful access to this state exponentially increases your manifesting ability. So this point is like a important point, right? In a meditative state, you get very creative. So consistency and deliberately practicing it every day. So that is the hard job. So you have to put your mind to, being quiet and practice every day. Make meditation your habit, and then everything falls like on fast track. All right, hence money can be easily accessed and manifested to the heart's desire. Abundance, prosperity, clarity, purpose can be accessed too. So we'll quickly talk about the chakras and these relations with it. And now it says condition applied. So what is this condition? Anybody who would like to take a guess, what condition am I talking about?
Let's ask the audience. Would anybody like to take a guess on what conditions apply means?
So with meditation,
yes, go ahead.
So with meditation, everything is possible. You get everything is great. But there is one small condition that you have to, kind of go around with. Anybody would like to take a guess what might come in the way?
Reva says mind programming, and Piecing says based on intention. Manjula says feeling.
Great. So mind programming, intention, feeling, all are correct in a way, but I'm looking at a particular word which I will tell you.
Neetu says logic. Let me just quickly tell you. Neetu says logic. Lata says trust. Bharti says positive. Kalpana says affirm positively. Geeta also says blockages. And
blockages, yes.
Fear says piecing. Anamika says past conditioning. Harish says indiscipline. And Poonam says emotional involvement. Trauma, procrastination, all these words are coming in.
Okay, so let's go to the next slide. So that will reveal what I was looking for. In one word, it is simply called karma. So with meditation, you get everything, but now there's something called as karma, nothing to worry or fear, right? So what is the dictionary meaning of karma again? Karma is derived from Sanskrit word kri, meaning to do or to act, which suggests that every action, whether physical, mental, emotional, has a corresponding effect. It is as good as physically doing it, mentally thinking it, right? So many initially said the answers, what they said, it feeling, thoughts, all of that comes under karma. So it is only not what you do physically that comes under karma. It is also what you think, what you feel, what emotions there are. So all of that comes under karma. So be very mindful, very conscious of what is going on here. And if you are not able to control this, that is when meditation definitely helps you. It comes for your rescue. And the next point is consciously increasing positive karma and deleting the habits creating negative karma should be the approach. So that approach is ideal, right? Some of you also mentioned positive karma and the habits and all of that. So make your habits such that you're creating positive karmas in your thoughts, in your mind, in your action, out of service. So if you're facing a lot of negativity or negative karma that you think is coming up, just relax, do some positive karma, like selfless service, feed the poor, or go to an ashram, cleanse, do something selfless, maybe for the animals, or anything that that comes under selfless. Just do it, and it gives you back so much more, first in the form of great satisfaction. So when you're satisfied, you're automatically cleansing your aura, right? Because you're vibing good, vibing nice. So, and then when you're also doing this positive karmas or positive actions, it definitely automatically negates or deletes your positive, negative past karma. So that's one trivia there. And now, meditation gives inner strength to face the consequences of the past negative karmas, and it helps in the transformation process very effectively. So, like I said, nothing to worry about. What has happened in the past has happened in the past, but the effects are coming today. So, it is still affecting you. So, now what do we do rather than being, scared or being having negative thoughts towards it? As a meditator, when you meditate, you get this amazing inner strength. So with that inner strength, you'll say, okay, I have done something and let me face it. And then you cross over. So those weak points can be your breakthroughs. You can cross over. So even for me, when I was in the most depressive state, I learned something beautiful and I could cross over. I could do better than what I was. So like that, you will find your breakthroughs in your journey. Yeah. All right. Can we please move on to the next slide? Okay. So finally coming to the point, right? The chakra meditation. So giving you small trivias here. There are 72,000 plus nadis. Now, what are nadis? Nadis means energy channels. So this is very much related to our karmas and blockages. So there's so many energy channels within our body. It says 72,000. So these, when they get blocked and then you don't do anything about that blockage, it begins to grow. It is like, say a vegetable. There's a small part of vegetable that is, rotting. It starts with a dot and you don't do anything about it. You don't cut it off and throw, or, you just let it sit there. Then it grows, 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 and the entire vegetable rots. So we don't want that to happen. So it's very important to take care of our blockages. There is a way we can always, there's always a solution for everything, right? So there's nothing to worry about. And then there are 7 main chakras out of the 114 minor chakras. So the chakras in our palms, in our fingers, in our feet, behind us, and our, behind the spine, in front of the spine. And the major ones are the 7 major ones. We will talk about it in the next slide. And before that, There's three very important nadis. They are called Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. Ida is the one on our left side, right? It is the moon. It is related to moon, and it brings cooling effect. So here's a small trivia. So you might want to write this, especially for for women as well, because when you're over emotional, when you're very angry, or when you're very sad, very hurt, so you just have to block your right nostril. Take a moment, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, how much ever time you have, breathe through your left nostril. Automatically you will calm down, your emotions will come under control, right? That is the amazing power of Ida Nadi. And the Pingala, the right side one is Pingala, and it is related to the sun or the heat or the male energy. So the Ida is female side, and it is linked to the right side of our brain. It is the female brain or the emotional brain, and it is also related to moon. So now the right one is related to our left brain. So right side is the Pingala Nadi, related to our left brain, which is our logical brain or the masculine brain, right? And all the numbers and all of that happens this side, and all the creativity and all that happens on the right side. When Ida and Pingala are balanced, there's something called as the Sushumna. Sushumna is the nadi in the center, and that is where, if you are familiar with the term Kundalini, Kundalini is nothing but the potential energy within us. It's a divine potential energy which is related to the female aspect or Ma Shakti. It's sitting right within us. It is up to each one of us to awaken it. How do you awaken it? You awaken it through the process of chakra meditation, Kundalini chakra meditation. And then before that, it is very important to cleanse your chakras, get rid of these blockages, balance your Ida and Pingala. When you do all of that, it's, I cannot relate it to a thermometer. When the heat increases, in the center, the mercury comes up. It's something same like that. The Kundalini energy, it starts to come up when it goes through the chakras. Amazing, beautiful things happen in life. All right, let's move on to the next slide. So we'll open questions after this. So if you have any questions, uh, you can put it on the chat box. Now, there are 7 major chakras. We start from the root center, or it is called as the Mooladhara in Sanskrit. And that is a very important chakra, though it is a low chakra. That is where the Kundalini energy is sleeping like a coiled up serpent. It is compared to a coiled up serpent, but there's nothing like a snake, nothing that comes up, but energy moves in the form of a snake. That is why it is compared to a snake, because it moves in the form of wavy, like everything in the earth, on earth, right? Water moves as waves, the wind, everything is wavy. Nothing just goes up straight like that. So now the root chakra, and here one trivia about money in particularly is, if any of you are facing this challenge of having unstable money flow, sometimes you have so much, sometimes you have zero, and that is constantly going on and off, right? So here, when you balance this chakra, when you activate this chakra, when you work, when you cleanse on this, your money flow also stabilizes. And I have literally experienced this, because I was a person who would go up, down, up, down. My energies, I used to face depression, and suddenly, I have so much high energy, and it's like, I can take on the whole world. Also, I slowly figured out that was the pattern of my money flow as well. Once I was able to work on this chakra, once it became stable, once my emotions became stable, even the money flow became stable. So there was no fear of kal kya hoga, right? What's going to happen tomorrow? So there's this great sense of security you feel. You're taken care of. All your basic needs are taken care of. All right. So the next one is the sacral chakra or Swadhisthana. So that is the place also where Kundalini resides. So the three lower chakras, solar plexus, which is called the Manipura in Sanskrit, the sacral center, which is called the Swadhisthana, the root center, which is called the Mooladhara. So all these are very much related to money and karma. I would say all centers are, but basically these are the little difficult centers compared to the higher, because as you meditate, it's easier to open the higher chakras. The lower ones are, the ones that cannot escape, and you need to work a little more on them. And once you work on them, it's amazing results that you find. And the Swadhisthana. Talking about Swadhisthana, it is the chakra to do with creativity. So once this chakra is active, your creative juices really starts to flow, which you can use in your work, and you can use in your making your presentations or having great ideas. And then the next one is the execution part, the solar plexus. Each one is related to the other. Some people have great ideas, but they can't execute it. So in the solar plexus, when this is active, you have the sun power. This is related to the sun center, sun itself. So once this is active, there's a lot of abundance. And talking of the sacral also, once this is open, you move from survival, which is basic is taken care of, but now you need like little more luxury, royalty, and all of that. That is related to your sacral center. Going upwards is the Manipura, the solar. There it is related to your abundance. The sunlight is abundant, there is no scarcity. That way, when your sun energy is active, you're abundant. Like if you see the laughing Buddha, or say Lord Ganesha or Lord Kubera, they all have big stomach. So it's like the stomach is filled with abundance. That is what it is related to, but not necessary that you have to have a big stomach, but that's symbolical connection there. And that's filled with happiness, abundance. If you're more happy, so it's always good to just smile and be happy. It's like you're tricking yourself and your brain. When you're happy, you're vibrating happiness. Your energies are high. So you're automatically attracting high energy things also. So it's okay to also fake it. Just smile, be happy. And in meditation definitely helps you to really feel happy, and you don't have to fake it there. Okay. So that's about the solar plexus, the abundant center, and moving on to the heart center, which is our Anahata. And this is the beautiful center, my favorite, because it's green in color, and that's the light that came to me first, and that's my guidance, and that's Devi Lalita Tripura Sundari to me in a formless state, right? And that is related, also the green color is related to prosperity. So even the trees and everything is generally green. So it's prosperous, it's always growing, it's ever growing, evergreen, they say, right? So it is also in terms of money, you'll be prosperous, and you'll be easy about money. There's no tension, there's no, you're open about it. Otherwise, so many times we're very secretive about money. We don't have to be, but it's all dependent on how our chakras are. Yeah. Moving on to the throat center. Now the throat center. So this is also a very important center. Every center is important because these are 7 important centers out of 114. And in the throat center, it is about how you communicate. So relating to money, even otherwise, how do you express? So expressing is very important. If you cannot say what you feel, then you feel like you're choked. So that is where your throat center is being affected. So many times you want to say so many things, but you're not able to. Then, you feel very, some blockage here, even with your work and presentations. And you're making, when this center is active, you speak well, you communicate well, you connect with people well out of the sound that comes in here. Like Ma Saraswati resides on the tongue, which is very close to the throat center, and that is, in connection. So when we go into deeper chakra meditation, so each female goddess, right, which goddess is related to which chakra, what do we need to do to activate that, whom do we need to invoke. Those are the things that we learn deeper in our sessions. And after this is the third eye center. So the third eye center, many times now we know we are the manifestors. And when we are saying we are the manifestors, we also need to understand that our life is our doing, our responsibility. Something has happened negative, it's not God. God has not given us that condition, because God loves us a lot and has given equal rights to all of us, free will. It is just without awareness, knowledge, and wisdom, we have negatively manifested. Oh, mere paas hai nahi, it's not there, the lack, and then the feelings of these negative feelings go as blockages in these chakra. So in the root center, fear is the negative blockage. When you work upon your fear, it automatically opens, and then you have no fear. No fear of money, no fear of survival, no fear of nothing. And then in the sacral center, another emotion of guilt, especially for women, where they can relate. You know, there's a lot of guilt. If you're doing what you want, sometimes you feel like, am I doing the right thing? Women generally feel that, and it's very related to women because it's also the area of reproduction, right? And then the next one is the solar plexus, right? They're also about your confidence, if the lack of confidence. And then the heart center is about hatred. If you hate someone, you say, I hate that person, I hate that quality, then understand, forget about that person, you're blocking your heart center, you're blocking your prosperity. So all these negative emotions we are sending towards someone else, forget about them, it is blocking our chakras. So please keep your thoughts and emotions clean. And if it is difficult, meditation is the number one tool to go to, I would ideally say. And then going up to throat center, if we are lying, a lie could be we're lying to ourselves. No, I can't do it. That itself is a blockage. It's a small thing. I can't do it. No, you can do it because you're capable of doing it. No, cannot is a lie, right? That itself blocks. When you say I can't do it, I can't speak in public, you can't speak in public. You say, no, I can, and you work towards it, you can. And the third eye. So the third eye, many times, we know we want something, but we're not very clear. Pata nahi kya chahiye. You want to manifest. You don't know what you want to manifest. Do you want to manifest a 2 BHK? Do you want to manifest a 3 BHK? Do you want to manifest an apartment, or do you want to buy a site? Do you want to do business, or do you want to get into a job? Or so with the third eye opening, you get a clarity of what is it that exactly you want to do. You know, when do you have to do what? So that clarity is very important to manifest. Otherwise, we are negatively manifesting without our clarity, right? And then the final one, the most important one, of course, is the crown center, which is closest to the space, right? Where the higher source is much higher, the heavens. And when you connect with that, when you get rid of this ego saying that, you know, I am a small being, I'm not capable of this, I'm not capable of that, or if the Ravan ego is like, oh, I am everything, there's nothing higher than me, these are the things that blocks here. When you get rid of this negative false identities and you just surrender, you connect with the source, and when this opens up, you can access the infinity. Literally, the Sushumna Nadi, it is, you know, you can imagine it connecting with the source, and there's so much energy that flows in, and this happens in meditation, and then you get ready for magic.